president's trip to Baton Rouge. Did the White House schedule the trip in response to Donald Trump's visit?
Of course not.
The local paper has said the president is, quote, already late to this crisis, but it's better late than never. Has the president been tardy in responding more personally to Baton Rouge's woes?
Kevin, I can tell you what the president's been focused on is the response on the ground and the people whose lives in Louisiana have been turned upside down by this terrible flooding event. And the response that you've seen from the federal government has been effective. And the president and the other members of his team that have operational responsibilities have been effective. And again, you don't just have to take my word for it. I would actually refer you to local officials in Louisiana who have said very positive things about the federal response, including Republicans, including the highest ranking Republican in Louisiana, who has built his political career, as far as I can tell, on colorfully criticizing the administration. I'm referring, of course, to Billy Nungusser, the lieutenant governor of the state of Louisiana, the highest ranking Republican official in the state. And his response was, when asked about this just a couple of days ago, he said, quote, "It's always nice to have the president visit, as long as the team here on the ground is working closely with the local elected officials and the governor and getting the job done. That's what we're worried about." That's what the president's worried about too. That's why he sent his FEMA administrator, Craig Fugate, down to Louisiana last week to see the damage firsthand. That's why the president sent his Secretary of Homeland Security, Jay Johnson, down to Louisiana to see the damage firsthand. That's why the president was on the phone with the governor of Louisiana 8 days ago to talk to him directly about how his state was being affected by the flooding. And that's why in that phone call, the president informed the governor that he was prepared to issue a disaster declaration to ensure that all available federal resources were being mobilized to support the local recovery efforts. So I think the effectiveness of the response thus far speaks for itself. And I think, frankly, it's the most effective way to answer any of the politically motivated criticism that the president has faced.
Thank you.
Aisha.
Hi. So a U.S. judge granted a nationwide injunction